So Tim Scott, tell us about him.
Well, Tim Scott is a Republican from South Carolina, which is a red state. He was appointed to that by Nikki Haley. And of course, he is a Black Republican who stands out because he has taken an interest in things that, like police reform. He's very articulate. He comes from a background of poverty in which he worked hard and succeeded. And that's the message he wants to tell Americans.
Presumably, is this type of run more for his own profile for future political careers than because he thinks he stands a chance of possibly being nominated?
That's a great question. In the olden days, 20 plus years ago, before phones were in our hand and smartphones, you had to run a few times to get that name ID to raise awareness before you could make a serious run. But in the smartphone era and technology, in the last go around, you had Pete Buttigieg come out of nowhere. He only had 8,600 votes in his last election before becoming a primetime star. So traditionally, your question is right on the mark. Is he raising his name ID running for vice president, or is he really running for president? We'll have to see.
Where does he fit in the culture wars then? As a Black Republican, does he shy away from some of the sort of anti-woke agenda, or does he lean into it?
I think he leans into it. I'm guessing by your use of the word lean, because America right now is consumed in division, and it has those on the left who want to say that America is not the land of opportunity, and they are describing its history in a quite negative way. And Tim Scott believes in American opportunity. That's why so many millions have come here since the 1500s, many of whom came from England.
Yeah.
And he believes that America is still the land of opportunity, and that will be a different voice.
We're told in this country an awful lot of times by American experts that actually, though, Donald Trump is definitely going to get nominated. He may become president again, but he's certainly going to be nominated. How do you feel about Donald Trump's chances versus everybody else's?
Well, if you're laying bets today, you would have to believe he's going to get that nomination. But I recall back in the 90s when no one would, on the Democrat side, would run against President Bush, who had a 91% approval rating, and some nobody from Arkansas, at least politically nobody, named Bill Clinton, was the only Democrat to run of size, and he wound up being president. So in this age where things move quickly, you'd have to bet on Trump being the nominee today, but there's a lot going on. And if whoever gets in these races builds their name ID, runs a positive campaign, you never know.
Would you be prouder to say you're a Republican if it wasn't Donald Trump as your nominee?
Well, I'm a policy guy at this day and age. I think Trump brings with him some good and some bad. There's a lot of Americans who wish he would stop attacking other Republicans or attacking other people or talking about himself and be more positive. I think Tim Scott himself is going to be very positive and perhaps change the tenor of the debate. That's something he can do.